Yeah, and my being abused, and my being in this situation, has cost money too. I mean, there's times like the women's lunch place, for example. I'm barred from there. I was barred from there a couple of years ago for all the same types of reasons, and that I've been barred from other places where it's like I get bullied and 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 bullied, and there's total denial about the entire thing. People either laughing in my face or they're screaming at me that there's nothing going on, that kind of thing. And I'm just treated like a bad person the second I walk in the door, and then I can't take it anymore. I lose my temper, and then I get barred, permanently barred, that kind of thing. But I mean, yesterday, all right. So Friday morning, I had planned to do my laundry, because I'm out of clean laundry, and of course the laundry that was at the crisis unit, I needed to do my laundry before I was taken from the crisis unit. And that was in April. So when I was taken to the crisis unit and put into the hospital, my dirty laundry from the crisis unit has been dirty since April 23rd, right? Because what happened when I was in the hospital was, first of all, well, that's a long story. I mean, first of all, the assistant director of the unit, when I called her, said that nobody would bring me any clothes. So she said nobody would bring me any clothes unless I sign a release form allowing them to talk to people in the hospital. She's like, oh, there would be like boundary issues involved for us to bring you clothes. I'm like, wow, seriously? I mean, after the ways in which my boundaries have been violated the entire time I've been staying at your unit, and you're telling me I have to just stay in this one outfit that I was wearing, just this one set of clothes that I was wearing when you had me in, the nurse who was working the day that I was made to leave, had me dragged off to the hospital, and I have my period, right? I have the one pair of socks, I have the one pair of underwear, I have the one shirt and the one pair of pants, and you're telling me, I mean, but it's just the stuff that happens, it's the stuff that happens, and so I was in those clothes for a week, and thankfully at the hospital, more than a week, I was at those clothes in a hospital for 5 days, something like that, however long I was there, about a week. Luckily I was able to get my laundry done, I think one time when I was there, because they do your laundry like a few times a week. But the rest of the time I had to wear those clothes, or I had to wear like hospital, like the hospital pants and the Johnnies and that kind of thing, to do everything, even during the day. Go to groups, I'm wearing the pants, I'm wearing the Johnny, it's just like, and no nothing, no bra, no underwear, no nothing. I just have to get through the day like that, because the crisis unit would not let me have any clothes unless I let them talk to people in the hospital, and I was not going to let them talk to people in the hospital, because I knew what they were going to say about me, and then I would have been stuck in that hospital for the next 6 months. They would try to take me to court. It would have been a mess. Just to protect myself, I had to, not allow anybody from the crisis unit to talk to people in the hospital. And so I didn't, and so I was that's the kind of thing that I think that's the kind of thing that people who are constantly persecuting me, and you think all this is funny, they don't realize that that's the kind of thing that I'm dealing with all of the time. Stuff like that happening, or the chance of stuff like that happening. You don't get that while you're sitting there. Even people who are like news anchors, while you're sitting there in your studio making jokes about me, making however many thousands of dollars you're making every year, thinking that I'm just some kind of I don't even know. That's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with wearing the same pair of underwear for a week while I have my period, because I got dragged out of the crisis unit by someone who was vicious, so absolutely vicious. Right, and knew exactly what she was doing. This is the nurse, who was at the crisis unit the day that I got taken away. I mean, it was her plan to do it. It was her plan to do it. It absolutely was. I mean, I said, I can't take what's happening anymore. I'm just going to lose it. And she goes, we know you are. Oh, I know you are. And when you do, we will call someone and have you taken away. So that's part of what happened. That's part of that disgusting and horrifying story. But I think that's the thing that all these people who are causing this stuff to happen to me, they don't realize that's the kind of thing that I'm dealing with all the time, right? I mean, having to wear the same pair of socks for a few days in a row, that kind of thing, just because that's the way that things work out. So anyway, and that's of course not the, that's just, I have way more to say about the crisis unit than just that. I took a bunch of notes. I will be addressing that. But anyway, so Friday morning was the morning that I had planned to do my laundry. Oh yes, right. So they had, when I was in the hospital, they gleefully moved all my stuff out of my room, threw it all into garbage bags, and stuck it in storage, including all my dirty laundry, including a cup of like a travel mug that had like something in it, either a coffee with some milk or some juice, that I got out of their storage after whatever was in there had been in there for like the month that I had been away. Right, because now it's June. That was the end of April when I got out of the hospital. Yeah, so more than a month. And it was just, and I was like, why is it so heavy? And oh my God, it smelled. And thank God it didn't spill out into the other stuff that they threw it into the bag with. Right, I had to throw out the entire mug. So I don't really have, I don't have, and I ran through like the few things that I have been wearing for these weeks, since I haven't had access to my clothes at the crisis unit. I kept making plans to try to get out there to get it, to try to bring somebody with me so they couldn't just treat me miserably while I was there. Although they did their best to be nasty to me anyway. But I still haven't had a chance to wash them. I haven't had a chance to wash them. You can only do one load of laundry a week on the rise. I was going to do it, so I'm going to have to bring them somewhere else, and do it. So either bring them all the way back over to the Boston on the train, carrying this big load of laundry, to be able to try to get a slot to do my laundry at night for like a quarter, or I'm just going to have to take it to a laundromat, carrying all my stuff around. Yeah. These are the logistics of my life. This is what the conglomerate makes me do every day. Right, so whatever it is that you think that you're doing to me when you sit there and you make up all your jokes and you make up all your code stories and all that other stuff, this is the practical effect of it on my life. So I was going to try to do my laundry yesterday morning, and then not yesterday morning, it's Friday morning, and I knew I would have to be on the rise by 8 o'clock in the morning to be able to get into, because a lot of people want to do their laundry. Usually, pretty much every day that they're allowed to do it. Tuesday and Thursdays they can't, because that's when they do the house laundry. For on the rise, like their towels and the blankets and that kind of thing. It's a day shelter, but they have like a little nap room in the basement, although you can never get any sleep because the door has to be open all the time. But anyway, but I didn't end up being able to do it because on Thursday I was told by my advocate at the Quincy Mental that I had the person who was going to interview me for the food services training program wanted me to interview on Friday morning at 8:30. So I had to do that, and I did get accepted, so that's good. So I'll be spending 6 months starting the beginning of July, getting food service training. I have food service experience, but I don't have any work references at all. Everything just has not worked out, so I have to kind of start somewhere. Yeah. So anyway, I couldn't do my laundry on Friday. I couldn't do it. There was no way I could do it because I have to. First of all the spaces to do your laundry would get filled already on Friday morning, and then I had to leave on the rise to be back at the Quincy Mental for the lottery. I had to leave by 2, or 20 after 2, that kind of thing. So there was I couldn't do my laundry then. And then yesterday, On the Rise was closed. They are closed the first Saturday of every month. So what I realized was that I would either have to get through Friday and Saturday and Sunday wearing the same socks and underwear, and of course the same pants and the same shirt. I've been wearing this shirt I've lost track of how long I've been wearing this shirt. 4 days, 5 days, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, either I was going to wear the same socks and underwear Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday until I was able to somehow do some laundry on Monday and change, or I was going to have to buy new underwear and new socks. So I went out to Kmart in Braintree, and I bought socks and underwear, and I was coughed at, and now I'm carrying around in my bag. There were a couple of things that I bought. What else was that? I bought like a little calendar, the day planner, the little calendar that you can just keep, because the one that I had got torn apart in my bag. There's just so much stuff in my bag that I have to carry around all the time, and I knew it's just like the pages are coming apart, and I was just thinking, well, I can't take this out in front of a realtor. I'm gonna look even more homeless than I already do with this big backpack on my back, because it's not a big backpack, but it's so full of stuff that it looks big. It's heavy, and it's heavy to carry it around. I bought a little pouch to keep my charging cords in, so they didn't get squished in my bag. Oh yeah, buying a new charger for this month was $40, just like that. $40. I bought the brand for it. I just figured I can't afford to let anything happen to my phone. I guess because I'm paying for insurance on the phone, I can get a new phone if I need a new phone. But I'm just I don't want to worry about that. I just want to be able to have things work the way they're supposed to. But that's the thing, when you're poor, everything's a crisis all the time. $40 is a lot of money when you're homeless. Yeah, and also yesterday, I had to buy food because On the Rise was closed. I couldn't get lunch or